Out of sight, out of mind. Shut your mouth, I just can't take it. What? What?
Full.
It's Bimo time!
I've soiled my tunic.
Welcome back to Dude Don't Just Lick Stuff, the Adventure Time rewatch podcast with Culinary Creations. I'm Savvy, and with me, as always, is my brother Seth. Say hi, Seth.
Hi, Seth.
What's going on today?
Do you want the real answer?
Yeah.
So I'm currently running on 2 hours of sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not great. It just was so hot. Like, it's the weirdest thing. It was like 20 degrees last night.
Yeah.
And I was like legitimately like burning up.
Oh, jeez.
It was like under the blanket. I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't get comfortable. And I pulled the blanket off and I'm like freezing.
Yeah, because it was cold.
Yeah.
Because it's winter.
And I'm like, I'm wondering what kind of like primal like body fat storage situation is going on that like led me to that. But
it was like, you're cold, burn it.
Right. I don't know what was going on, but that was brutal. And so went to bed around like, I mean, last I checked the time, it was like 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up at like 6:45.
Mm-hmm.
So roughly that. Who knows how long it took me after I checked my phone? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be less.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was a bummer. And then I was alone at work in terms of I was kind of running it today. So for 8 hours I had to be locked in on 2 hours of sleep.
Oh boy.
And I count that when it's that low, I count that as negative time. So really I'm running on 10 hours of bad.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so that's how I'm doing. I've been pumping caffeine today. So
Yeah.
hopefully my levels are kind of in the middle.
Right.
Not too high, not too low, but we'll find out.
You're going to just drop off hard in the middle of this
I'm
recording.
like, can we just cut? They get the podcast. They get it.
Can I come back tomorrow?
How will they know?
How will they know?
Well, yeah. Well, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty productive day. I didn't sleep as much as I wanted, but I didn't sleep 2 hours, so.
That random unemployed friend on a Monday.
Hey, man, I work Saturdays, so I'm off on Mondays.
That's true.
Also, you just told everyone we're working on Monday.
Well, we're working on a Monday.
But yeah, so I just...
Well, they had to know it was during the work week.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I had a productive day. I did a lot of stuff around the house. I did some grocery shopping. You know, the usual. Making the food for the show,
Ooh.
which took a very long time.
And I want to say something. Before recording, I wrote on a sticky note because TLDR.
We had to bring my food in here because my dog would have eaten it if it was left unattended outside of the room. But it's covered in a towel.
So, but just by looking at the shape of it, first of all, I do know it's a two-parter under one towel. But based on the shape of on my left, I have a very strong feeling. So strong, in fact, that I wrote it on a sticky note. And I put, hold on, let me just check exactly what I wrote. Not everything, but like, I wrote my honest prediction. And then I'm not going to obviously say it right now because that. But basically, I put at the end of it, locking it in. So,
locking it in.
Mark my words. It's locked in. I took a picture. There will be timestamps if you really don't believe me. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, today was a good day. That kind of was a nice reset from the hectic weekend that we had. So
Yeah.
So it was good to kind of get back into normal groove.
So many board games.
So many board games.
I've never
this
played
weekend.
that many board games in a year.
Well, you were very brave with trying new food.
I did. I had jelly donuts.
Yeah, jelly donuts, exactly. And you made it too.
I did. It was so sticky. I hated it. But it tasted really good.
Yeah.
It was just a lot.
For reference, we're calling onigiri jelly donuts.
You know, if you know, you know. I'm not going to explain it. If you know, you know.
Okay.
I'm going to leave them hanging.
But yes, so we made that this weekend along with some udon, and then we were at our mom's the day after playing games too. So it was just a busy weekend.
Number one fan, Mom.
Yeah, she's the only one listening. And she was super competitive for some reason.
Oh my God, Mom, give it a break. It's like Pictionary telephone. Like, it's not competitive.
But yeah, so good day. Sorry that your day was so rough.
It's
though.
fine. No, I'm good now. I'm just like, it took a lot to get me to the point of like, so first it was, crash, crash, crash. And then it was way too high, overwhelmed of like caffeine and busy. And then it was crash again. And then I'm here and I feel fine.
All right.
Who knows how long that'll last?
I have to tell you.
Okay.
After listening back to the previous episode and, editing and all that stuff.
For sure.
I realized a couple of factual inaccuracies.
That I said?
No.
Oh.
We talked about, let's start with the obvious, the snail. I had looked up, does the snail appear in the first episode?
Uh-huh.
And it says it does not appear in the pilot.
But the pilot, is that the mini series?
I think the pilot was the short, the animated
Yeah,
short.
that's what. Sorry, I don't know why I said mini series. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I meant.
Because I was confirming, because I found the snail in this episode. So
Me too.
I was on the wiki. Oh, good. I was on the wiki, scrolling through, and it was oh, and here's the frame from the first episode. I went, what?
I think I was on the exact same wiki. Yeah. I didn't read the first episode part though because I was like, it's not there. I just ignored it because you said that and I trust you.
I'm sorry. I googled it and Google led me wrong.
Who's an adult you don't trust?
Who's an adult that I don't trust?
Yeah, because mine is you.
It's I just start naming adults.
Oh my! Wait!
Name dropping
We're
adults.
We're gonna have to bleep all of those names.
Yeah, I don't trust beep and beep and beep.
That's our uncle.
Yeah, so that was something that I was led astray on.
Okay.
And incorrect about. I'm sure whoever's listening was probably there is a snail.
Right.
The second
Congrats,
thing.
nerd.
Congrats. Whatever. You know the show better than we do. Make your own podcast. But the other thing was we talked about Red 40 being banned in every other country.
I think you said it was banned everywhere, right?
I said it was banned so many places.
Right. It's not, right? It's definitely not banned here.
No, it's not banned here. It's banned in a few countries, but not
I know in Europe. Oh, I'm gonna just add to the more inaccuracies.
I'm pretty sure.
I think in England for sure it is because they I thought they made fun of us for that.
I don't think
Wasn't that in Ted Lasso?
I think it's restricted, not banned. It's fully banned. I'm gonna hold on. Before I say more wrong stuff.
Can you cut the part about England and Ted Lasso specifically? Because I was just watching Ted Lasso and I don't think it was in Ted Lasso.
Why did you say
I don't know. It felt like a Ted Lasso joke.
It would be though.
We don't got no Red 40. Who was that? Guess the character.
No idea.
It's Keely, you bitch.
Oh, okay.
Cut that.
So Red 40 is not banned. Again, this is Google. Okay, guys. Red 40 is not banned in the US, obviously, or the EU. But some countries have restricted its use. Norway, Finland, France, Austria, and the UK have banned Red 40. The last one I looked up was just Norway and Finland.
Okay, you said EU, and I was like, that's the UK. My dumbass. It's literally the opposite now.
Yeah, no. They're not anywhere.
Okay, so the UK has banned it.
And, yes, but...
So maybe it is a Ted Lasso joke. Put that back in.
Last time I looked it up, because I'm just reading from the AI-generated thing, not going into the articles.
Sure.
Because we have a timeline.
Yes.
The last one I looked up was Norway and Iceland were the only ones that had it banned, and the others had it restricted. And then it's also banned from public schools in California.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess so. I can't remember when they served us. I'm pretty sure it has Red 40.
Probably.
And
yeah.
I know too.
We're bleeping the names of those candies.
Oh yeah, I already think, didn't we do that already? When I said generic cinnamon candy.
Yeah, exactly. Generic fish-shaped candy. The EU also requires a warning label on products containing Red 40.
Oh, okay.
So
if you knew that too, make your own fucking podcast.
make your own goddamn podcast.
Make your restricted food chemicals podcast. I won't listen.
We're only talking about censorship here. Not food
Any
chemical
inaccuracies on
restrictions.
the censorship?
Not that I found.
Okay, good.
So those are the two things that popped out to me.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I figured we'd address it before everyone gets in the comments about it.
Get in the comments, gang. Get her ass.
But,
She's lying to you.
Before we begin, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. All right, well then let's hop into it.
Okay.
So this is Trouble in Lumpy Space, Season 1, Episode 2. Aired on April 5th, 2010. The director was Larry Likeleader. The story was by Merriweather, Williams, and Tom McKeown. And written and storyboarded by Adam Muto and Elizabeth Ito. Created by Pendleton Ward.
Give the man some credit.
We all know this. And I'll just give the little synopsis, and then you'll lead us on a nice deep dive. So the synopsis is, Finn must travel to Lumpy Space to cure Jake of the lumps after he is bitten by Lumpy Space Princess at Princess Bubblegum's Mallow Tea ceremony.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So let's get in this deep dive of the episode. If you liked last time with the conflicts, I'm bringing them back in full force.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So don't you worry. Doesn't start with a conflict, though. I mean, there's a micro conflict. Finn's bad at the Mallow Tea ceremony.
Yeah.
That's a very thin sub.
It takes years to master.
Allegedly. So. But, the show opens up with Finn and Jake, Princess Bubblegum, and Lumpy Space Princess bouncing on marshmallows and having a tea party. It's pretty straight up, pretty simple.
Yeah, normal tea party
Just
stuff.
normal tea party stuff. The Mallow Tea ceremony apparently takes years to master, according to Princess Bubblegum. But Finn's like, dude, I got this. I mastered it. And immediately, what does he do? Everybody?
Burns his face.
with tea. And
we didn't agree on what to say. So.
no, I just thought you'd know. We've been so in sync.
What were you going to say?
I said pour face on tea, but I know it was wrong. I mean, what I was going to say was spilled tea on his face, but when you started, I kind of got thrown off. Neither here nor there, folks. Finn plummets to what I would assume is a painful existence on the ground. And then LSP's like, saying that she's like, it's freaking easy, you guys. How can you suck at this? And he's like, LSP, you big baker. You're floating, you're not even bouncing. And like, she's like, dude, bet. Watch this. That was for you, Mom. Bet. No cap. Watch this.
Yes. I love Mom learning new slang.
She has no idea. It's really funny. Okay. We're just putting her on blast.
I know. We've been rough on her this episode.
She's been rough on us this weekend. So when LSP's challenging it, she's like, no, I could totally do it. Bet. Watch this. Suddenly the star gem crown thing in her forehead just dims. Yeah. I still don't think we got an explanation on that. Was that her just like turning off? Like,
no,
because it seemed like something turned it off.
Yes, that seemed like her power wavered.
Right.
And so she fell because she wasn't like expecting it.
Right. Yeah, like you can tell she wasn't expecting, or if she was, she did a bad job of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she's plummeting and she.
But yeah, they don't.
Right?
They don't come back to that.
I thought about that like when they meet the parents and this, that, and that. I thought maybe it would come up there like, hey, I turned off your whatever. Nothing.
Yeah, because you've been acting out kind of deal,
yeah.
Right?
Anyway, so she falls and everyone's like, I mean, they would have been like, haha, idiot. But instead, she sinks her fangs into Jake's leg and she says, oh, sorry I bit you. He's like, you're still biting
me. Because he's like, oh, sorry.
And so she's wholly digging into his leg. And then she comes out. And then all of a sudden, bloop, Jake's leg swells. And
he's got the lumps.
Basically, she gives him what's called the lumps. And she says it's like werewolf rules. And Finn threatens to sock the lumpiness out of him to make it so it's...
So the lumpiness gets out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have some notes on the DVD commentary, actually.
Oh, cool.
That's my first part of it that comes up. So the DVD commentary had John DiMaggio.
Voice of Jake.
Yes, Jeremy. We've always said Shada, but he said Shada.
That sucks. Sorry, Jeremy Shada.
So John DiMaggio, Jeremy Shada, Tom Kenny, and Pendleton Ward were all on the commentary for this episode.
Tom Kenny, I mean, he voices a million people, but
SpongeBob.
I know, yeah, but I'm saying like in the show, it's like Ice King,
and a lot
other
of
voices,
people.
like miscellaneous voices.
Yeah. So for this one, I believe it was John DiMaggio saying violence fixes everything for the cure for lumpiness, you know, and they were all going on about how that's like a great thing to be teaching kids.
We'll sock the lumpiness out of you.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, before Finn can punch the shit out of his friend,
Yeah.
Princess Bubblegum kind of intervenes and is like, there's got to be an antidote. And LSP's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I guess. Kind of like, she's very nonchalant about really important stuff and like very high strung about shit that does not matter.
Exactly.
And it's kind of funny, but she's like, yeah, whatever. There's like it's in the forest. There's a portal and you got to be there by sunset. And then they're like, let's go. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And then so they go. And then as they leave, Princess Bubblegum has been jumping around too much. And she's got the rumblies
Yeah.
that tea has beyond satisfied.
Yeah.
And she says, I drank too much tea.
Yes.
And dips
that was another thing.
in the DVD commentary.
Yes. I believe John DiMaggio said, like, oh, she's got to take a dump. You know? And I was like, yikes. But they asked Pendleton Ward, like, why did you write that part in? And he's like, we just needed her to have an excuse to, like, get out of the scene. So she didn't come with them to Lumpy Space.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was just kind of like the way, like, one way or another, she had to go to the bathroom, right?
For sure.
And that was just to get her out of the scene. So she wasn't part of the whole group.
The Lumpy group yeah. So
Yeah.
She had a reason, like no one would be like, oh my god, why did she stay behind? She could have helped.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
She needed a reason to get out of there.
Gotcha. Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess what I called this whole conflict? Starting from the bite. Do you want to just guess the title of the conflict?
The Bite of 87.
Very close. I said, is this the bite of 2010?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what?
Fair enough.
Snaps to you. So obviously they ran to
Probably
the.
sounded so bad.
It wasn't great. But they went to the nearby forest. There's a frog on a mushroom. He's the portal. He's like, what's the password? And then she says, whatever, it's 2009. Which is so made me think, I'm like, can we talk about 2009? Obviously they probably like made it in 2009.
Yeah.
So that part, I get that. That's totally fine.
But it aired in 2010.
Sure, that part's not the issue. The part that's the issue is what is the timeline of Ooh?
Right.
Because
it's like,
way later.
it's like thousands of years in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, is the password just like the number like 2009?
Or is it whatever, it's 2009?
Yeah, like what is that the password, or is that
Was it the password of the portal thousands of years ago? So many questions. And I just thought it was funny because it's just like whatever.
Was it the password, or was it just LSP being like,
yeah, she must have just been like, I have no time for this, let's go. But not because of Jake and not his condition, because she's impatient.
Just because she's irritated.
And she's like, I'm a princess, let me through, this is my home. But basically because the frog's like, did you know does your dad know you're bringing these non-lumpy people?
Yeah,
She's
non-lumpers or something
yeah,
like that.
I think it was non-lumpers. I think I wrote that down somewhere. Yeah. Is your father okay with you entering Lumpy Space with 2 non-lumpers? That's the exact quote. And then, anyways, the frog tongues them through the portal.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, as soon as we get there, whoa, it's Lumpy Space. It's like cool looking. But instead of going straight for the antidote, our girl is like, you want to check out my house?
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Jake's like,
we need to get going.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to skip all the house tours and all that for the antidote, but conflict number 2 is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I called it Makeout Point.
Of course.
The Journey,
Mm-hmm.
the Journey.
Gross.
LSP tells Finn, like, oh yeah, Makeout Point, it's right there. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's really close. And he walks closer to the edge of the land, and it's wicked far.
We see the Lumpy Abyss.
Yes,
Which...
the Eternal Void.
The Eternal Void. In the commentary, they were just talking, they were kind of gushing, right?
Mm-hmm.
About, like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Because the art in this scene is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's, like, very...
A lot going on.
Lots of, like, purples and whites and, like stuff kind of, like, blended and molded together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, like, a really, really pretty scene. It's very... Everything's fluffy and cloud-like and dreamy, you know?
Lumpy, if you will.
Lumpy, if you will.
It's almost like she doesn't deserve
No, it's just
a
really...
place that beautiful.
Really gorgeous looking. And they were asking Pendleton Ward, like, how long does it take to do these episodes? And you want to know what he said?
Well, I bet it took that a whole year at least, because 2009.
Episodes are 9 months from start to finish.
Wow. For these like 12-minute episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's like they're so short, but that's with animation, right? I mean,
Right.
storyboarding as well.
Sure,
You know,
yeah.
like writing all that stuff out. But the animation, I'm sure, takes like a huge chunk of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, for that to take 9 months, it was just kind of crazy in my brain.
I don't know. I feel like on the day of recording, they probably could have changed it to 2010. That's all.
Well, and I'm sure it was just like a throwaway line kind of
Right.
deal, you know, but that's really funny.
Well, the point is they got to travel by car anywhere because they can't just get there. And, you know, apparently cars are hard to come by, especially when you make your mom cry.
Yeah.
For the last time.
For the last time. LSP is not the most empathetic person.
Correct.
Yeah.
Telling her own mother to lump off.
Yeah.
And mother cries, and then, you know, it's like, dude, you blew it. Do you know anyone else with a car? And she's like, yeah, my friend Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
But she's dating my boyfriend Brad. My ex-boyfriend Brad. And then Finn's like, trying not to lose it, but just like, oh my god, I don't need your drama. Like,
You want to know why they chose the name Melissa?
why?
Just because it sounded like a stereotypical Valley Girl name.
Yeah.
Like, that was, they were asking him, like, what brought you to, like, name
Instead
her that?
of Lumpy Space Princess, and then it's like Melissa.
Melissa, yeah.
Brad.
Because it's just like, these were very Valley Girl kind
Oh,
of
for sure.
names. And also, I forgot to say, Tom Kenny voiced her dad, LSP's dad.
Oh yeah, I think it. Yes, I did. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it in my head right now. He has a very distinct voice, obviously, but like
He voices like a couple of other characters in the show at like Makeout Point and stuff too.
yeah, the
just so
smooth
many
posers.
people.
Yeah, he's just good.
Yeah. And yet also it's like, is
that
that
a-
Tom Kenny?
is that a hot take?
That
Tom Kenny's good?
I mean, he's booked and busy, I'll tell you that much.
He booked. Anyways, so she's on the phone with Melissa, and then Melissa's like, yo, it's the weekly prom coming dance.
Weekly prom coming.
And she's like, I wouldn't miss it for the fucking world. I'm like, no, you can skip a week, you know? And prom coming, obviously. Prom, homecoming.
Yes.
Very silly. Finn is like he's like, come on, dude. He
Focus.
grabs phone from LSP, and then he's like, oh, yeah. Melissa, you should totally drive us to Makeout Point so we could make out with hot boys.
Yeah. I've got to say, the guys, you know, watching it back, were all like, Jeremy, you did a great job, like, with the LSP impression. And they're like, this must have been really early production, because they're not always, like, filmed or recorded, you know, in order of how they're released or anything.
Sure.
But, like, first season, like, early season stuff, Tom Kenny and John DiMaggio and everyone were just like, good job, dude. Like, that was really good.
How old was he then? Do you know?
Jeremy Shada?
Shada?
Sorry. I don't know how old he was. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
Okay. He was a kid.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Anyway, of course, after the suggestion to go to Makeout Point, Melissa says, you're so bad. Jake's condition is worsening by the minute, by the second. He's getting new things growing out of him. I think at this point, like, his head pops up. Or he's
I
like,
think I'm beating
I'm beating it with sheer will, and then
Oh my.
and then they finally
good.
they finally get into Melissa's car. Anyone want to take a guess at her license plate?
Sexy lump.
Yeah. SXY-LMP. So then, like, the music in the car is going on. Like, Jake's like, this song sucks. Like, I don't know. I can't remember exactly what he says, but he uses a specific word. It's pretty funny. But then all of a sudden, he's now snapped into the LSP or the Lumpy voice. And he's like, oh, yeah, the song kicks ass, or whatever the fuck he says. And,
I love that song.
and then he shakes it off. He's like, what the hell? Oh, but here's the actual quote. It goes, oh, I love this song. We should totally TP Shondalla's house. And I'm like, who's Shondala? But
Like, he doesn't even know.
no, he has no idea.
He's just connected to, like, the hive mind.
Yeah, it's like the Lumpy hive mind. And then Jake's freaking out. He's shaking it off. He's like, oh my God, Finn, if I turn lumpy, you gotta. And then Finn's like, no, don't worry. Don't even say it, dude. We'll find you the shadiest tree, bury you. And he's like, wait. I was saying just get used to lumpy Jake.
Yeah.
What were you implying, right?
Oh.
When they finally get to make out point.
Or do they?
No, it's Brad's house.
Yeah.
And
I was like, wait, did we already talk about that?
yeah, instead of makeout point, they're at Brad's house. Finn's like, what happened? Can we go to makeout point? And she's like, you think I want to go to makeout point with you?
Yeah, you think I want to make out with you, Finn? And she's like, well,
maybe I do. Wait.
smack.
I have a boyfriend, Finn. So,
and he like hits his head against
oh,
the car.
It ricochets.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Brad's a little weenie.
Yeah, it's so funny because when Brad comes out, you're thinking like, oh God, what does Brad look like?
Right.
Like he must be this like hot guy, and he's
More
just
lumps, maybe lumps for abs,
this like little guy, like
little green booger shit.
Did he have like one of those like little like thin mustaches?
I don't know. I couldn't
can't
see
remember.
that. Maybe.
He gives that vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, so he looks like Brad.
Yeah.
Know?
He's like a little punk, you know?
You miss me yet, LSP? Come on, dude. You cannot have that much going on. But LSP's upset. She moves to the back seat as they go to make out point. It's all fun and dandy. They're finally getting to their destination.
Yeah.
Conflict number 3. Smooth posers.
Not the smooth pose.
Smooth posers.
I want to say
copyright.
as they were copyright as they were getting to make out point, Tom Kenny made the observation of like how the sheer volume of like episodes where people's bodies like change against their will, you know? And I was like, yeah, like Hug Wolf and stuff like that, you know? Which is just another Vampire Rules one, but like there are other episodes where like people
Vampire Rules or
Werewolf Rules. Sorry.
It's like, I mean, it's Hug Wolf.
Similar. Werewolf Rules. Sorry, I had vampires on the brain. Yeah. So, anyways, they talked about like just how many episodes where people have their bodies change against their will, and Tom Kenny was kind of equating it to like asking Pendleton Worth, like, is it because of puberty? Like, what are we?
Like, what's the game here?
Like, what are we trying to like communicate with the audience?
Interesting.
You know. And Pendleton Ward's like, yeah, kind of, you know, and like...
He's like, oh shit, that's good.
Oh, that was not my plan, no. But yeah, it was just like okay, so listening to the DVD commentary didn't exactly provide a whole lot of like philosophical like insight.
Sure, it's a 12-minute kids show.
Sure. There was a lot of like fart jokes and like a lot of like during the commentary. So it was like when he said that, I'm like, oh shit, okay. You know? It was like, oh sweet. Like how this is an allegory of just puberty and, you know, how people's bodies change when they don't necessarily want it to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Conflict number 3.
The
smooth posers. Speaking of that phrase, right away we head into LSP's calling them smooth posers.
Yeah.
Finn's like, what does that mean? It just means what it means.
Finn.
And, well, come to find out, there's these 3 dudes. 2 of them are quite lumpy. And one of them, who's sitting on an orb, completely smooth.
Looking smooth, fellas.
Basically, one can deduce that whoever sits on the orb is smooth.
Yeah.
And for them, it's already too late. Like, they can't have a permanent change.
Right.
It's for the people like Jake who are not fully lumpy. That would cure them.
Also, it seems like maybe they were born lumpy, too.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's
like,
it. But like, I'm saying, like, maybe even if they weren't,
yeah,
maybe even after the sunset situation, they would, you know, not be able to go back. And because that's what LSP said is like, once you go lumpy, it's like forever.
Yeah.
After sunset. So maybe the orb wouldn't work anymore. And so then Finn comes up. He's like, yo, my friend, he doesn't want to be lumpy. And they're like, yeah, we get that. Like,
lumpiness sucks, dude.
Heard that. And he's like, can we just borrow it? And he's like, yeah, if you give it right back.
Yeah.
So the deal's like done, right? Orb's pretty much in hand.
Yeah.
Like you think, oh my god, episode over, roll credits.
Then who shows up?
The lumpy space princess.
Of course.
Being a racist.
inserting herself into things.
Much as racists do. It's not their business. And this leads me right into conflict number 4. Actually, you know what's really funny is I wasn't planning on talking about the racism like at all, but in my notes apparently I did.
Oh.
Because it says LSP comes right in with slurs and they rescind the offer.
I mean, she does.
Yeah.
She does.
Like legit, like she comes in with, that's funny. I thought that was like off the cuff right now.
Yeah.
That's in my notes.
Yeah.
Anyways, they rescind the offer. They say changed our minds, and
Yeah,
they
is
take
this
the
another
orb.
friend of yours?
Yeah, Ben's pissed. He goes off on LSP, saying
Yeah.
she ruins everything. She's selfish and all this junk.
Which is, you know, an understandable emotional reaction.
Yeah, because his friend is going to be different for the rest of his life.
Like, fully different.
like
completely
180.
personality-wise and everything. And she caused the problem, and then she also ruined the solution.
So not a lot of fight for her.
Yeah.
Obviously, she kind of crashes out.
Yeah.
She cries. Then she's like, you know what? Let's get out of here. Like, Jake, do you want to come to this prom coming dance with me?
Yeah.
Conflict number 4. It's called the clock's lumped out.
Yeah.
And, he's like, no, I will never turn my back on my friend. Immediately turns into the lumpy space Jake. He's like,
Yeah, like the full version.
oh, yeah, right behind you. You gotta turn my back on this guy. Finn crashes out, arguably worse
Yeah.
than LSP did. And
Like kicking and screaming and punching the ground.
yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
threatening to kill Lumpy Space.
Yeah.
as
The whole
as a symbol.
realm.
Right, some shit.
Yeah.
And some Marvel movie villain shit. And the smooth posers come back. They're like,
Do we even have to bleep out Marvel?
comic
Superhero.
book superhero villain. Well, the smooth posers come back and they admire Finn's directionless fury.
Of course.
Who doesn't? They give him the orb. And then they say, win your girl back. I thought that was so funny. It got me by surprise. And he's just like, yeah, there's no girl. Anyway, he's like, where's this prom coming dance at? And it's straight down.
Yeah.
A little bit out.
Yeah, a little bit, but not too far.
You know, like a nice broad jump. From that height, you know, you could probably clear that distance just if you have enough momentum going that way.
For sure.
But
But
problem
he's a
is,
smoothie.
he's a smoothie. He'll fall straight into the eternal void.
He'll just plummet into the abyss or whatever.
Dead. Deader.
Dead.
And he's like, well, what about if I was Lumpy? And they're like, 50-50 shot. Not worth it.
I love, I guess, the character Tom Kenny voices where he's like, I say it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, like the three, like, don't do it, don't do it.
Like,
He's like, that's all I need to hear. He's like, good enough.
Finn's a kind of reckless that is just like,
Yeah, you do anything for his buddy.
he'll do anything for his buddy, including like throw himself into the void.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly,
It's a heroic recklessness. There's a better solution.
well,
50-50 shot kind of
50-50
solution.
shot sort of solution. He's like, I need you to bite me. He's like, they're like, no, dude, that's like, you don't want to do that. Well, they're kind of like lump phobic, right? So like, they don't even want it. They don't want you to be lumpy. Like, they're like, you're smooth, stay as you are.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's like, not having that. He forces them to bite. He's kicking their jaws shut on
Yeah.
them, and he says like the rapid succession of the biting.
Is increasing the lumpification
Yeah,
process.
you know that.
I just remembered something from like right before this, which was he was like, "You guys got any wheels?" You know, and they're like, "No, we were all ditched here like you."
That was funny. It's like, well, he was, but he wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Again, all of LSP's fault in this case. But
But yeah, so the lumpification process.
it's going rapidly. He's turning a lot faster than Jake did. He's like 3/4 lumpy already.
Yeah.
There's like one leg or something like is like smooth. Everything else is starting to bubble up.
Yeah.
Well, he jumps. He makes it. He's fully upside down and sees Jake like, oh, yeah. Blah, blah,
Does
blah.
he like crash through the school?
Yeah, I think through the roof.
I also have to say, in the DVD commentary, they were talking about Jake's lumpy form.
How they came across that and whatever. Or like...
No, specifically John DiMaggio. He was like, look at his little udders. Because at the bottom of the lumpy people, they have like a little bit lumpy bit that's kind of like, oh, that's like vestigial feet or something,
Sure.
you know? It looks like he has little udders. I want to milk them.
He's
And I was
unhinged.
like, what a wild thing to say.
You want to milk a male dog?
He wanted to milk.
Okay, John.
He wanted to milk Jake's little udders. And I'm like, okay, dude.
Finn's attempting to. He comes up to Jake. He's like, sit on this. Like, no.
Yeah.
You know, right? He's doing his little wiggle thing, like his head's staying still, but his body's moving left and right. It's kind of cute.
Like a gyroscope sort of deal, yeah.
Like a chicken, you know?
Yeah.
But the opposite, I guess. No, it's the same.
That's the same.
Yeah.
Chickens can like keep their head still while their body
They're
moves.
like gimbals. That's the word.
Gimbals, that's
Yeah.
it.
He's getting all upset, and he's trying to get him to sit on it. He does not.
Kind of like I want you to do this, so then they're like, well, I'm not gonna do it because you want me to.
Yeah,
kind of deal.
it's like there's no other reason than, Finn's just being desperate.
Yeah, he's insisting, and it's like, that's not cool, you know.
Yeah, but basically it's coming too late again. I must remind you, the clock is lumped out.
Yeah.
And he starts to feel. He says, "I can feel the lumpiness about to consume me."
Yeah, the little voice crack.
Yeah. I did my best on that. Then he's like, "Oh yeah, being lumpy is the best." Jake's like, "Hey, stop talking to yourself, dumb guy. Take your ball and get out of here."
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want you to have it.
He's like, "Give me that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Go get it." And he throws it across the room. And then he sits on it, and he's back. Jake's back. Yay!
Yay!
Jake's back.
Now he's trying to convince Finn to sit on it.
And then obviously he doesn't want to do it, but Finn kind of bolts away, crashes into the guy's back. He's knocked unconscious. Unlumptious.
Unlumptious.
Unconscious.
So then he wakes up.
Orb under his butt. He's like, "Why is it cold? Like, what am I sitting on?" He's like, "Oh." And he's like,
Hey, it's the antidote.
"Yeah, I'm a person again. Yay." Finn apologizes to Lumpy Spitz, which he does not need to.
Yes, it was a nice thing.
It was very nice.
Because he did
He's a good guy.
kind of explode at LSP, but like, it was kind of justified.
Am I the asshole? Finn apologizes to LSP for blowing up at her. She's like, "Dude, it's fine. Like, let's just dance."
Yeah.
And then, and then like, "Hey, yeah, Jake, you down?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." Or no, that sounds totally lame.
And everyone's like,
Big old gasp hushes over the room, and he's like, "Let's dance." And then they all dance. It's funny.
yeah,
It's
he
cute.
was just joshing around.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's it. So, you want to talk about some trivia?
Sure.
Yeah, this is the most heavily censored episode in Australia.
What is lump a cuss word?
That'd be crazy. So, no, I'll get to the censorship in a moment, but let's finish with the trivia.
Yeah.
This episode contains the first mention of Glob in the series,
Oh my god.
and is the only episode throughout season 1 in which the character is mentioned.
Oh.
So they don't mention again until like the next
like
season.
glob.
Like Glob.
You hear alternative names like Grodd.
I don't think that they do in the first season.
No, but I'm just saying, throughout the series you hear different names.
Glob,
It's like,
Grodd,
it's like Yahweh and
Well, but they're like one person.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So then, when this episode, along with Burning Low, which was a Flame Princess
Yes.
one, aired on April 1st, 2017, because this...
What?
So it originally aired 2010.
Okay.
But when it aired like as a rerun with Burning Low
Got it.
in 2017, the characters had googly eyes throughout the episode because, as well as on the title card, which was part of Cartoon Network's April Fool's joke that year.
Okay.
Because it was on April 1st.
So funny, guys.
I thought that was kind of cute.
No, it's funny, but I'm like, oh, great prank. Anyway.
The whole
better.
time, everyone's like, what is happening?
I don't remember this.
I don't either.
We could not have watched it on April Fool's. You know what I mean? 2017.
Well, I was in college.
Yeah, I was a freshman or senior in high school.
Yeah.
So probably weren't watching that.
No. Actually, I think that was... No, it was right before I graduated from...
Community college.
Oh, yeah. It was right before I graduated from community college.
Greendale.
So the car Melissa drives is a 1999 Bentley Azure convertible.
How the hell would I know that?
Well,
You paused at me like, you know it?
I thought you were going to be like random
No, I was holding... Oh.
car.
No. Random car. Luxury vehicle. No. I'm gonna let you write that one out.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to know.
Well, because like, I mean, they're not sponsoring us or anything, obviously,
Right.
but that's part of the trivia. So, like,
I think we can make exceptions.
we can
for
make an
trivia.
exception.
You said
for-
Cartoon Network, you dick.
It was trivia. The show aired there.
They need to pay us to make this show.
God, that's not happening. They'll sue us first.
Right.
Cartoon Network, don't sue us.
I love you.
So, censorship. This episode has the most edited content in Australian airings, but storytelling, which is another episode, has the most shaved time.
So, like, did they do like Australian like alts for stuff? Like, because obviously they couldn't have cut down the episode too much. Because you're saying
They
it's
left a lot of things like blank.
Oh, so like you'd be like, what the was that?
Yeah.
Got it.
So in the beginning, when everybody was at the Mallow tea party, Finn said, "Princess, this tea party sucks in a big way, but thanks for the invite."
Mm-hmm.
The word "sucks" has been muted, so it's just like
This fucks in a
Princess, this tea party
in a big
in
way.
a big way. Yeah. And then
That sucks.
right, make out from make out point had been blocked out, making it the
Do you
point.
know how many times they say make out point?
So many times.
Like 7.
So they made it just be the point.
You think I want to with you?
Any sexual references were cut out of the episode.
Yeah.
Such as Melissa saying, "LSP, you're so bad," with that specific line staying in Middle Eastern airings for unknown reasons. Possibly, like, maybe they didn't know it was an innuendo or something.
Right.
And then the part where Monty says, "Why are you sucking up to us?" was cut. Just fully cut. The sentence said by Lumpy Space Princess, "I'm really, really sorry, Finn, but I can't help you because my parents are horrible idiots," was edited. Just saying, like, "I'm sorry, Finn, but I can't help you."
Yeah. Okay.
There's a few more sentences like, "My friend Melissa has a car, but she's dating my ex-boyfriend Brad." Fully omitted, "She's dating my ex-boyfriend Brad." So just like, "My friend Melissa has
Who
a
the
car."
hell is Brad?
Yeah, they're just like, Brad
You
shows
miss
up.
me, LSP? So this they just pick up some guy.
Yeah. So, and then another sentence was changed, like, "Melissa, you should totally drive us to make out point to make out with hot boys," to "Melissa, you should just drive us to make out point to ... And like, why wouldn't they just say "to make out point" or "to the point" or
To
whatever?
the point, to point with boys.
So yeah, it's just like lumpiness sucks. They obviously take out sucks, you know, that sort of
Okay.
stuff.
I'm over it. That's
Yeah.
too many things.
Yeah. Oh, there's one that's really funny,
Okay.
which is this orb is the antidote bra.
Can't say bra.
Yeah, because it sounds too much like
Brazier.
yeah, a bra.
Bra.
So yeah, there's just like lots of random
Do
stuff.
they just like blank it out?
It was just this orb is the antidote. ...
My guy.
My guy. Slam a Cow was cut.
I don't remember Slam a Cow in here.
Jam On Man was changed to On Man because the Cartoon Network executives thought Jam On meant something sexual.
Ew. Because now I'm thinking it's something sexual, and that sucks.
Lumpy Space Princess saying shucks was cut out as well. The
looks like
shaved
sucks.
time for Australia and the Philippines was 13.9 seconds. So
It adds up.
that was the censorship for that one.
Great.
Now we're moving on to the food portion of our
No, we're
episode.
not.
No?
I have worm talk.
Oh,
Or snail talk. Whatever.
I forgot about snail talk.
Yeah, so before we get to food,
Yes, so sorry.
highly anticipated food that I'm going to guess 100% correctly, I want to talk about the snail.
Okay.
You're on the wiki. I was on the wiki. What are we doing? I got a timestamp. I'm watching on the Hulu version, so I had to confirm with the wiki to make sure I give an accurate timestamp
Right.
of the actual episode.
Right.
Not because on Hulu they're breaking up an episode, part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like they're doing 1 episode, 2 episode.
Right.
So I didn't want to do the math.
Yeah, you didn't want to subtract the other episode time.
Yeah,
from it.
that's too much. I got to 9:15. So congrats to our Instagram and YouTube audience who found the snail in the picture we posted on our Instagram, DDJLS podcast. And don't just lick stuff on YouTube. Also the @DDJLS podcast,
Yeah.
as well. Good job to those who found it. It is hanging right up on the streamer. It's actually so everything's upside down
Yeah.
because it's when Finn crashes through and he's
Where
upside
he's staring
down.
up at Jake.
And
yeah.
so you see the upside down snail, like kind of up to Jake's left, up on the streamer.
Yeah.
So it's on the right side of the
right,
screen.
Yeah.
So,
Just waving.
yeah, just waving, doing his thing. But I had a little tidbit
A tidbit.
You were also on the wiki, so maybe you saw this too.
Probably.
Yeah. So, according to Pendleton Ward himself.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember this.
Well, to you guys then.
I forgot I didn't write it down.
I copied the whole thing it said.
Yeah.
So, according to Pendleton Ward himself, so this is news to you guys. I wanted to drop this bombshell on Savvy, but she's on the wiki.
I'm deep into the wiki.
It's
a problem.
It's a bookmark in my browser. According to
should be actually. Sorry.
Probably should be actually. Anyways, according to Pendleton Ward, they actually dropped the ball on this episode, and the original airing of it did not have the snail at all. And they they claimed they would add it for all reruns. Like, they screwed up. They're so sorry. But now the snail is seen, as I said, behind Lumpy Jake on a streamer at the prom coming. So, you know what?
It's there now.
It's there now. I saw it. I felt like I was being gaslit.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. I'm like, well, why don't they put the original release on, on Hulu? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, because it...
No, the DVD box of the reruns were already out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I was going to be like, what if you never saw it?
No, I did watch the DVD because I had the DVD commentary, right? So I did see it there because I was curious if they left it for that one.
Right.
So like I was watching extra close, But no, they did the rerun version.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So now it's time for the food portion.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding. It is.
What's happening now?
Yeah, let's get into it. We're actually going to take a quick break for an ad.
Yes.
We have a very legit ad. I cannot wait for you guys to...
So legit.
I can't wait for
So
you guys
real.
to hear it. And it's going to start now.
Hey, wellness warriors. Looking to level up your health and energy? Well, let me introduce you to Herbigo, your new best friend for natural, plant-based nutrition that actually works for you. Whether you're crushing your workouts, powering through long days, or just looking to feel your absolute best, Herbigo's supplements have got your back. With premium, plant-powered ingredients, their formulas are designed to support everything from your immune system to your energy levels without any of the junk. Just pure, clean goodness to help you thrive. And because we love our podcast listeners so much, we've got a special deal just for you. Use the code DDJLS20 at checkout and get $20 off your first order. That's DDJLS20 for 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Herbigo.com and start feeling better naturally. Your body will thank you.
This ad is for comedic purposes only. Any companies, products, or services mentioned are completely fictional and should not be taken seriously. This ad serves as a wildly self-indulgent attempt to launch a voice acting career. No actual endorsements, partnerships, or corporate conspiracies were harmed in the making of this ad. Many will enter, few will win. Enjoy responsibly.
And we're back.
We had a little bit of a malfunction.
It's okay. These
I'll
things
peer
happen.
back behind the curtain here. For the... I swear I've bartended before. And the
Just like you decorated cakes before.
you guys, I'm not really showing my skills. You guys bring the worst out of me. So I'm just going to spoil a little bit of it. I see you have tea.
I do, yes.
Can I... Is it too early to say I was correct?
I think you probably were correct.
Okay.
Do you want to know what mine is?
Yes, please tell me. And I have the sticky note ready.
All right. So it is the mallow tea ceremony with chai tea marshmallows that I made from scratch.
Okay, well, I didn't do that, but very nice. They look good.
Thank you. And for the picture, we'll top them with some cinnamon too. And I made a little pot of vanilla chai tea to go with it.
Very nice. Do you want to
Yes.
know what my note says?
What?
It says, my honest prediction. Mallow tea ceremony replica. You had a lot of time on your hands today.
I did have a lot of time on my hands. And I did make the sort of like, it's not really a tower,
Yeah.
but it's like a bunch of marshmallows that they're
A
bouncing
stack.
on. Yeah, so I kind of tried to...
That's why that was the shape that gave it away for me. I'm like, that's the thing. That's what they're bouncing on.
Yes, and then this is just the extra
And I need to be
marshmallows.
so clear, you guys. I did not see it. I swear on everything. I swear on the one person listening to this. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Mom. I swear. Yeah, that was my honest prediction. I wrote it before the show. Took a picture. Try me. See you in court.
Get in the comments.
So that's lovely.
Would you like to have some tea?
I love some tea.
All
A
right.
spot of tea would do.
Let's get the sound going.
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
It kind of sounds like pee.
It was too high that time. All right.
It was
and
at
then
like bull height. Yeah.
Can you hear the marshmallow?
It sucks. But that's my own doing.
That was your own doing. If you want, you can put
Just
it
raw dog it.
in your tea. Which mug would you like?
The one with my initials on it, of course.
Fair enough. They're my initials.
They're my
but-
initials. I had them first.
No. Do you want it in your tea?
Yeah, drop her.
Boop. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink.
Clank. It's hot.
It's hot tea. And oh my god. Did you hear that?
Yeah, your horse teeth just connected.
That was air.
Oh, what? It sounded like you went like through it.
It was a pop of air.
That's crazy.
These are super fluffy. Look at that bite.
So good.
You like it?
That was actually really good.
Yeah.
It's melting really fast in the tea.
I bet. I'm gonna drop the rest of mine in the tea.
It just makes it extra chai flavored.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good, Savvy. On a scale of actually remind everybody what the scale is.
So our scale from worst to best is unacceptable, check please,
Oh.
nooch, tops bluebee,
Okay.
and mathematical.
And not to confuse everyone, Tops Bluebee is not the top.
No, mathematical is the top.
And again, we had several debate, not necessarily for or against anything. We just wanted to make sure it was perfect. And I think we nailed it.
I think so. And the reason tops is not the top is because mathematical is just too,
Iconic?
iconic as a catchphrase for
Yeah,
Finn. So
yeah.
presentation wise, when we go to take pictures, I think it's gonna look pretty neat. But this is my first time making marshmallows from scratch.
That's awesome.
This was really fun to make. And I put them, like, it was saying, oh, you could do like a longer dish to make them thinner, or you could do like I did like an 8x8 sort of dish. And I'm like, I loved making them like chunky
Yeah.
and tall.
No, they look great. You guys will see it, obviously. We'll
Ooh,
see
maybe
it.
we'll roast one too.
Oh, that'd be good. Like a little toast at the top.
Yeah.
Got a flambe.
Got flambe.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think that'd be awesome.
But yeah, for my first time making marshmallows, I would say that's kind of tops,
I think because of the time you put into this,
Yeah.
alone is like minimum is tops.
Yeah.
I think last time you nailed the whatever it was.
You gave me the mathematical.
Uh-huh.
I still, I don't know if that qualified quite as mathematical, but you gave it to me.
Oh, if
we have
I
everything
I could retroactively put that down to tops and make this mathematical just for the presentation itself. I'm not the biggest like tea fan in the world. I do like tea. I mostly like iced tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me personally, that's why I'm out. I'm just kidding. And that's sharks. No, it is good. It's great. The marshmallow melting into it makes it tastier. It's like, hey, there's more chai here.
Well, and it gives it some sweetness because
Yeah.
chai tea like straight is not super sweet.
No,
and
it's like-
it's
Low-key spicy.
so spicy.
Technically spicy.
Yes, but not spicy. Yeah, not that.
Nothing is that.
Whatever that was, it's not that.
Yeah, I feel comfortable giving this mathematical given all the criteria.
There was a bit of prep. The marshmallows, I found out, take 6 hours to set up. And
You
so-
had that.
I had that.
I
had the time.
I had the right after that lovely ad read, I had that time to make it. No sooner. As soon we left it rolling. Like as soon as the ad was done, I had one headphone in, just kind of like listening, making sure I made it fast enough. So I had less time, I'll say.
Yes, you did have less time, especially considering this is a work night for you.
Work date.
Work day? Yeah, I guess not just work night. A work day for you. Maybe we can record these on the weekend at some point.
Maybe.
But what did you make today? Ooh.
I pulled the toe off dramatically for our audio
Yeah.
listeners.
Mom.
What did I make, you ask? It's called the Smooth Poser.
Oh, nice.
I tried and kind of failed a little bit to get the essence of Lumpy space.
Smoothness.
Like the colors, I wanted to make it a little more purple.
Yeah.
Blackberries made it a little redder than I expected.
But it's really nice.
But it's a nice color. It's ginger ale. Let me see. I gotta read the ingredients real quick for you. So I ended up making it with about 2/3 cups of blackberries. I made it like portionally for 2.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a third cup of blackberries, an ounce of lemon juice, a quarter teaspoon of vanilla extract, half teaspoon or tablespoon of raw honey, and a can of ginger ale.
Gorgeous.
And obviously what they can't see right now, but they will see on our Instagram and community tab on YouTube. Go follow those things.
Go follow.
And subscribe. Obviously, we have the round ice cube. It's like a whiskey ice cube or ice sphere, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ice ball. Obviously, to mimic the antidote for the lumps. You know, obviously, I'm sure you got that right away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
So
even like sort of, because it's ice, right? So it's kind of white.
Right.
It's kind of the right color for it too.
Yeah.
You know.
I
like,
thought so. But
No, that looks so good.
why don't you give it a sip?
I shall. Thank you.
And due to the mishap, I only have 1 glass.
But it's okay.
I haven't tried this yet.
Oh, that's really
Is it good?
I really like it. Yeah.
I was going to make an alcoholic drink, but I'm like,
Oh, it's quite lemony.
Oh.
I love a lemony flavor.
oh, that's not bad.
It's really good. That I would have like as a mocktail
Yeah.
whenever, you know.
Put it on the menu.
On the menu.
The menu.
This
yeah.
is the Lumpy Abyss.
This is kind of the lumpy abyss with the secret antidote inside.
Yeah.
There you go. So you think you get a taste of the lumpy, but you're fine. You're right back. You know.
You just dip in and out like real quick.
Perfect. Well,
What would you rate this on the scale?
I do like the taste of it a lot.
I really like it.
I think I'm stuck on the preparation part. How everything exploded, and I'm really sad.
That's okay.
And the
but
ice,
you persevered.
the ice seems to be melting.
That does happen.
Yeah, and I want to get the pictures of it. So.
Yeah. Do you want me to throw this in the freezer real fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add this to the bloopers. You'll hear a clip of me at the end. I'm singing "Since You've Been Gone," of course, in the style of Pitch Perfect's audition. I can't even get through this.
In the background, you could probably hear me going sad.
And you hear glass shattering.
Oh my god.
So for context, we're gonna leave the last like clip of when we're like kind of being like, okay, we'll be right back, sort of thing. We're gonna leave that in because it's important. Because we're putting the drink in the freezer, so it's ready to go for the photo shoot at the end. She went to go do that, and I was just sitting here having a good time. Zoom, 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 zoom. You know, the sort.
Oh.
And
I put the drink in the freezer and I told it to stay there.
and it didn't listen, did it?
It didn't listen. I literally was like, I cleared a spot for it to sit because my freezer's very full. And I was like, all right, stay.
Brag, by the way. Brag.
And I was like, okay, stay. It's a tiny freezer too.
It is one of the stand-up ones.
It's a side-by-side fridge, right? So it's like fridge on the right, freezer on the left.
We're
So
not going to name the brand
no.
until they sponsor us.
Sponsored by this brand. So anyways, there's not a lot of room to put things, let alone glasses of things. And so I put it down. I said, don't move. And then I think something like from further back must have shifted because the glass just like jumped off the shelf and onto the floor. And I tried to catch it and it did not work.
I just think it's a cursed drink.
It's a cursed drink. It's straight up cursed because it exploded when you tried to make it.
Right. Something in it wants to be free. And I'm scared if we say the trigger phrase, you will be haunted. So
It's like, let me go, let me go. I'm so sorry.
it's fine. No, it's fine. We found a setting on your. So for when I described it earlier, there was a round ice cube or ice ball.
Yeah.
And I was like wanting to preserve that for the photo shoot. But
That's
just
why we were trying to put it in the freezer.
But in case like it melted too much, I made another ice ball and like put it in the freezer. And I was just like, when I came out, she's like, Seth, and I'm like, what? And
What?
I come out, and the only thing I see is like the ice ball on the ground. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna have to wait a bit, whatever. And then I was like, is that it? And she's like, no.
Glass everywhere. Floor covered in just red sticky liquid.
Yeah. So you will still see that picture.
Yeah, we'll remake it.
We found out your freezer. Hopefully this doesn't narrow it down for these people, but
yeah, I have no
it
idea.
is. It has this like express freeze.
Yeah, it's like a freezer boost kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like you can set the temp lower, I guess.
Peaks maxes out at minus 6 degrees Fahrenheit. So
hopefully it freezes fast.
yeah. In the meantime, here's another ad.
I am so sorry. I have no idea where we left off. I think we were rating your drink. It tasted great. It looked great. It's kind of cursed.
The integrity of it, not great. Just on that alone, I gotta give it a check, please.
Oh, no, because the content was actually really great.
Yeah, but Savvy, it doesn't want to live. That's gotta count for something.
I was gonna say that it was mathematical because it tasted great and it looked so cool.
Do you think it's on par with the mallow tea ceremony you had made?
Just because there wasn't as much like time sunk into it,
Sure.
doesn't mean that it didn't taste great. Because that was like, I was like, I want that recipe. That's what I was feeling.
I read the recipe.
I know,
have it.
but like I want to have it.
Yeah. I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Make it cool looking.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. The problem is it doesn't want to live.
Problem is, if you make it, your bloodline ends with you. So
and it'll look like you have blood all over your kitchen floor.
it really did. I just thought it was floor nectar.
Were you concerned when you walked in and saw just a pool of red?
Honestly, I didn't see much red at first. No. Like, I really just saw the ice ball because that's what I wanted to see.
You just blanked out the rest of it. It was the ice ball, but like concussed too.
Yeah, it looked like it had survived some blunt force trauma.
It kind of did. Yeah. No, it was a mess.
I was gonna be like, we could just rinse it off.
Honestly, if it was just the ice ball, I would have, and I would have just like
just
put
for
it
the
away.
pictures.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, if you rinse it off, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
it's ice.
I recently cleaned my floor.
It's self-cleaning. Isn't that a bit in Friends? There's it was about like soap. It's like
Yes. Yeah. It's self-cleaning.
it's like that's what soap is. And then Joey is like well, just for you to think about the last thing, or the first thing you watched and the last thing I watched.
Yeah,
And he's
exactly.
like, ugh.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, for real though. It also reminds me of the New Girl bit with the towel.
No,
Yeah.
gross.
They're like, do you even clean the towel? No, the
You
towel.
wash your towels?
Yeah. The towel washes me. And everyone's like, ooh. Like, you wash your towel?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was rough.
So
Again, I loved the drink.
let me reprise a quote I said earlier. Who's an adult you don't trust? I got one.
You got one?
It's you. Again.
And then try to be untrustworthy. It jumped off the show.
You spring this shit on me on 2 hours of sleep.
This is a chaotic episode.
And it's the second one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of knew this episode was cursed from the moment I walked in. The way I present myself, I like to think I'm like, I take care of my equipment when I walk in. I had like my...
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I had my because I bring my own stuff here with me because I also do music. Shout out to me and
You're gonna plug it or what?
no, I'm scared.
Okay.
Nothing's out yet. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
My like boom mic stand that I attached to the desk, I just had it slunked over my shoulder. I had like, the microphone like hanging out of the shock mount, just like holding it. The cables are willy-nilly. The headphones are like kind of under my armpit. Like this is...
Well, then the pop filter didn't want to connect.
Oh, that
right?
too. Yeah, we have it Velcroed right now.
Because it was giving us... this is the second pop filter. The
Yeah.
other one's thrown
They're
across
both
the bed.
cursed. This...
This recording was a little
What do you think?
cursed.
Should we start over?
The podcast?
Yeah.
The whole pod?
Yeah.
Like the whole...
I
I mean, like just fully wipe this one off and like start over from
yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah. They will never know.
But we have control over the pile.
Second two will be... take two will be seamless.
We'll know exactly what we're
Because
doing.
see, when I said second two, that won't happen in take two.
We won't have to talk about Red 40.
A lot of people clicked out when they heard Red 40 again. Second consecutive episode of Red 40.
When we said there's no snail in the first episode.
We will come out of this
We'll
stronger.
right our mistakes.
You ruined a perfectly good ad read.
Oh, so sorry. Sponsor.
It's herbago.com.
Herbago.
Use DDJLS20.
It sounds so real.
It's real. I was going to use Nutriboom from, I think it's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I was like, that's probably copyright.
And probably.
But yeah.
Well, thanks to whoever stuck around to the end of this episode. Mom. No, she's left. She's gone.
Mom left. Mom heard the glass shatter and said, I can't.
I can't with these two.
That was her, her last straw. The glass that broke my drinks back. I'll work on it. In take two.
We'll shop it.
Well, thank you guys for, if you did make it to the end, obviously, I understand.
If you didn't.
But if you did stick around, if you want to see some funny pictures and, engage with us, you can follow our Instagram at DDJLS Podcast.
Yeah, you can send us an email at ddjlspodcast@gmail.com.
Or if you want to even watch some audio.
And pictures even. We'll put up
On the
pictures.
community tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On YouTube is
It's-
what we're referencing.
Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff. You can find us there. Or if you want to be weird and specific, you can go at DDJLS Podcast.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
So thanks, guys.
No.
Thanks, Seth.
We gotta work out these lumps. You know?
Yeah. This one had a lot of lumps.
This did. And we take our lumps.
Yeah. And we'll soldier on.
And you know what they say when, life makes you a cure for the lumps. It jumps out of your freezer.
It sure does. It really, really does.
All right. Well, let's hit the outro music. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Ready
and
go!
You ready?
Go on, hotshot. I'm gonna do the intro. Yeah, Ringo, you can't sing.
Now, put it on the fridge right over there.
Right here. Hey, George.
Well, I mean, how many times did it take you to do the intro last time? I mean, come on, man.
More than fuck you. Less than or equal to. Shut up. And actually, he says, "Oh, I love this song. We should totally TP Shandala's house." Who the hell's Shandala?
Shandala, not Shandala?
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's Shandala. I think I knew it.
I don't remember.
No, it is Shandala.
Okay.
Shandala. Nelson Shandala.
Oh, let me reorient my brain. It's doing the dial-up tone right now. Once you go lump.
You never want to hump.
Why'd you have to insert yourself?
I don't know why. I knew, I know the plot, and I just...
Yeah, and you're like...
It's Return of the Sith all over again. Return of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith. It's like Revenge of the Sith all over again. Cut that. I swear to God, I'm such a Star Wars fan. I have had 2 hours of sleep. I've had approximately 600 milligrams of caffeine.
I'm sure everyone will be fine.
Cut that. Okay. I just kind of needed that to reset.
Yeah.
Just start from...
Just start it. The whole episode.
Hey guys, welcome back to...
What the fuck?
Dune.
So reset. So
censors.
Hey everyone, this is Savvy from the future. If you made it this far, here is the blooper that we promised in the episode where you can very faintly in the background hear the glass shattering. So enjoy. Let me go do that.
I don't want to set the world on fire. Since you've been gone, I'm talking to you, Savvy. I can't breathe for the first first time I'm so savvy. Thanks to you, now I get what I want. I get what I want. You had your chance, you blew it. Out of sight, out of mind. Shut your mouth, I just can't take it. Again and again and again and again. Zoom 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 I've been stuck in this room by myself while she puts my drink away. What? What? Huh? Did it split in half? Fuck. If you're listening to this, if I don't make it back, she killed me. She's responsible. Thank you.